to ask that this be sent there, and then being very angry when he was refused. Furious, in fact.
We do know that he is working for someone else, a shape changer. Could have been the man.
Could have indeed.
A mountain village like, say, one that a kid who came up to him earlier was. Perhaps they're doing something in the mountains, say, around Crimson Peak. Is that where this village is?
Yes. Yes, it is.
You know, a great number of people are flocking towards Crimson Peak. The violence, the deplorable violence there has gotten more intense in recent times.
Perhaps also something we... If it is related, it might not be. I heard something about the Red Rifts acting up, but going in that direction certainly seems to be a place. Unless you wish to continue on west, Miss Fancy. There might be a child out there who needs your aid.
Fancy looks genuinely distraught at that. There might be. Well, people everywhere could need help. I could travel in any direction and find someone.
That is true.
Didn't really have
help.
I needed to go to. Tugs on her ear. We'd have to go back to Lone Bridge.
He sort of nods and says it is sadly in that direction.
Yeah, if you look at the map, I can show you whereabouts it was.
Horses can be bought aplenty here, though, so that should be easier.
Then again, we are heading to a mountain, so...
If caravans travel there, it can't be too terrible.
Hopefully not.
We need to go to Lone Bridge and travel over the waters.
Yeah, I remember the whole caravan pass down in the Throne of Night campaign setting, and caravans can go fucking a lot of places.
They can, yes. They have,
Spend a lot of money doing it.
certainly the opposite way I was hoping to go, but if that is where he goes, I suppose we should follow.
Yes.
How long
We should
ago was
purchase
this?
horses, though.
How
He
long?
left within a week. So, allegedly he might have, passed... Well, we haven't been going for a week, but he might have been, here when we rode out.
Mhm.
He does travel with a cart and such, so...
It's pretty slow.
It just seems too slim a thought that by the time we even get all the way out there to that village, he might not even be there.
Indeed.
If
the
he's
benefit
even
here
went
is
there.
that he would have to travel this way back out. Or go to Crimson Peak, I suppose.
Nevertheless, if
There aren't
he,
really many ways to stray.
if he's
I
going,
do not want to go to Crimson Peak.
if he is going to that village to deliver the vial, it seems like a place we want to go to regardless, to undo whatever damage he's doing.
That is true.
But wouldn't it be better to stay in a hub where he might try to spread out the vials, like here, and try to find him that way?
He's not really here, though.
It's
Would
not
be-
a given that he will ever come here.
I think it's more of a given that he would come back here than be in this little village.
Well, it is a possibility, but he could go further east, I suppose. He
And
could
the thing
skip
is-
Freedom's Hold altogether.
The thing is, we don't know his intentions. We think we know that he's going to this village to deliver the vial because it's apparently so important that he will do it personally if he can't do it by dragon. So he's probably going there. We don't know if he's coming back. We don't know where he's going after the village. We only know that he's probably going there. So that seems to be the best chance we have to actually catch him.
The thought is that there's only one way down from there. So if we get to at least this area here, if he wanted to go back to Freedom's Hold, he'd have to pass us, or like trek randomly through the mountains, which seems unlikely.
Or head further south, or head along the mountain ridges towards any of other villages. Like, how many villages are there along the mountains?
A few, I would guess. Hopefully, though, that will leave a trail for us to follow.
Not if children have come down from the mountains and have already gotten those vials.
He might indeed be going up there to see the effect.
But if we are not to follow the trail, what is your proposal?
I already suggested it. I'm not entirely sure whether there is a trail. I think it's better to be in a place where he might try to spread these vials and catch him there. Kind Graham has suggested this as a possibility because it's the only name of a place we've heard.
Exactly.
Yes. And it is a place where he allegedly went to. We haven't found
Where
him
he
yet.
allegedly wanted something delivered to, not that he went to.
That is true.
I mean, okay, sure. If we have no indication at all that he actually went there, then there is no point. I thought it was implicated that he actually went there himself.
He went east. That's how he left. He left on the road going east.
Well,
So he left towards Lonebridge.
A week ago. That's
At
while
least Lonebridge. So it is a very real possibility that he could have gone to that village.
yes, it is.
It is. He probably won't pass the bridge. Something.
Well, he could. I mean, like we did, for example.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like an old man traveling alone with a cart.
I don't think he's just an old man.
Maybe not.
So, also, this dotted line here isn't really a road or the specific way every caravan would go. That most of them kind of look for their own way, but pretty much all of them go south by the lake and then cross at some point here, or follow the river and don't cross at all. It varies
So
by
there is no
caravan, really.
road.
So
There's-
that guideline there is nothing then. It's a charted path that people don't actually take.
It suggests that this is about the area that you would traverse if you wanted to go to Crimson Peak coming from Lonebridge.
Okay.
So the horses would be invalid in that place, actually. Okay.
It's basically the makers of this
And
map
the
saying,
farms.
we don't know how all the winding paths and whatever goes, so we'll just indicate it. Kind of.
It's also saying that, like, there's no guarantee, there's no single
Mm.
mountain pass that you'll see someone down.
Yes,
He could ford
yes.
a river in any innumerable locations.
Very
So,
much.
I guess.
so I had wondered about the dotted lines through the lake. Like, is that the path of least resistance? Really just like a giant bridge across the lake?
Yeah. They went for it.
All right. Engineering. Woo! In part because it's like the lone bridge, so there should only be one bridge, right? If it's lone.
I don't know.
there is.
If he wants to spread something to that mountain village, I would be inclined to at least investigate it because he might have gotten it there somewhere else, and it's actually the first name to a village we have gotten where he has potentially spread this
Yes.
thing. So I would like to go there and investigate just for that reason, if nothing else. Other than that, I have some business in Coppergate that I would like to take care of at some point as well.
Well, if it involves a message, then there's some people here you can hire.
No, I need to seek someone out in Coppergate.
Well, that's the other way.
I know.
Hmm.
So I want to go either way.
The thing is that if we stay here and hope for him to actually return and, spread the sickness or whatever it is, it's not even a guarantee that he's gonna ever come here and do that.
It's just
And
as
even
much
if
of a
he
guarantee
does, it
that
may
we're
be
going
too
to
late.
find. It's just as much of a guarantee that we're going to find something in this mountain village. Like,
Actually, I think that's a bit more possible.
I I'm not on that. I disagree with you.
Okay. So,
Well, you do have plenty of time to decide which approach to use. Let's see. We will most likely not have a session next Friday. I will inform you about the details in the coming days. I'll still have to see. What I still would like to do before we head off our separate ways again, as we do around this time, I have done that after session 2, so I'll do it after session 4 now as well. I would like to ask which things you enjoyed the most from the past 2 sessions, perhaps even the past 4 sessions. Particularly, I think, thrown a lot of different NPCs and whatnot at you. Have there been any moments, people, or locations that were particularly memorable? Those 2 questions in kind of a package.
well, Zax we did spend quite some time with him. And, he basically was our insight to the whole docile wilder, I guess, aspect. No, I don't think we got a really good look of Lonebridge. Mostly through the places we spent more time. Actually in Fenwood, not even Myrton.
What was the question again?
Basically, what was particularly enjoyable, memorable, those things? What did you like?
Let's see. What did I like? Sort of something that stands out.
If you have to think about it, then it's not really standing out, is it, man?
The last 2 sessions,
the
though, that's not a
tentacle
long
monster.
time.
No, it's not a long time.
Well, Sheep also expanded it to the past 4 sessions as well, if that's something that fits in with you.
I liked the tentacle beast.
That
He
was
was
an interesting
cool.
thing.
I like
Yeah.
the ghost visitation I had. It was fun.
That was also interesting, yeah.
Got to role play a bit. My background was a thing, and got to work with that. So that was always nice. I like that.
She literally came back to haunt you.
Yeah.
But she also gave you such good information. The harvest is coming, Manikai.
Hmm.
So I need to go to Coppergate.
For me, I remember the first session in this one, so I can't give you much about the Myrton stuff.
I mean, if there's nothing that particularly stuck with you, that's also an answer. I do realize that asking this every 2 sessions might be a bit too frequent, but
I think if there's anything sort of that I keep coming back to, it's that I don't know where we're going. Like right now, I'm just sort of flailing to find some sort of thread to grab onto. Hence the willingness to go to this mountain village or to go to Coppergate on like what's basically like a ghost dream. I just don't feel like there's a lot for me to latch onto, so to speak. Right
There's
now.
too much mystery. Perhaps.
Well, our characters also, although there is some common ground shared, there's not common ground between all 5 of the player characters and their wants, so we can't just go like adventuring for the sake of adventuring. It's a matter of like why you particularly might care, and as a player certainly see like, oh, we received a name for something, but like I'm trying to like build that into why a character would like accept like why would I go all the way out there? It just seems to like
I get the feeling there's a lot of setup going on, with mysterious invitation to Wilder court that escalates into a political murder, basically.
That'll be memorable only because of how confusing it was.
I mean, keep in mind there is a shapeshifter involved that could, be part of other things. And that even makes it a little bit more complicated, of course, so it's just, well, yeah.
But yeah, there's I feel there's a lot of setup. We have Mysterious Merchant, who's very mysterious and elusive. We have Political Murder Court. We have Ghost Story from Coppergate.
Stolen Egg.
Stolen Egg by the same Mysterious Merchant, presumably.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So there's a lot of setup. Something is going down, but we're still very much on the fringes of it, and we haven't really found a proper thread to.
It's also about like investment and setup. Like, I'm just an adventuring character. Like my character's like she just like sings and like writes poems, or like some like Demez. He's just like a halfling troubleshooter guy. Like, why would he like pack up all this stuff and like strike out to whatever location?
I mean, that's probably also in his background, I guess. I mean, we all designed characters to be out adventuring for some reason. None of us designed a character that just wants to stay home.
Sure, for the first session, but now we've gotten to like the end of session 4 here, and it's not like, why do I want to adventure? It's why do I want to go to this location instead of another location? And you could say, like, because horrible things might be happening at the village. If these vials have been spread across the land, then horrible things are happening across the land. Like, this is way beyond the scope of level 2 characters, or level 3, or level 4.
Well, we need to start somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it almost seems like the best course of action is to inform people, and then have people who are more powerful look into this.
Look for adventurers. Hire a party.
No, I mean, like, I'm not saying, like, look for adventurers. Like, this is a serious declaration rather than a ha-ha funny. It's, like, I can't stop, like, vials being spread across an entire mountain pass.
I mean, we can try. We can find the source and eradicate it.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're coming from, but...
I mean, he's been going at this for a while, but I think it's too soon to throw in the towel and be like, we can't handle this.
He's been going it for a while. It's so vast.
We don't know how vast it is, I think.
It's been suggested for, like, session 1, we found a guy who was, like, southeast of Freedom's Hold who had these things. Like, there's, of course, you guys had your thing in Meyerton. Children have been, like, taking these things, like, too. Like, we don't know how, like, long exactly. Do we? Like, how long these vials have been around and where all they've been sent?
No, we don't.
Like, we cannot go to every settlement that these things might have gone to and purify them because we don't know where they all are.
No, well,
it's too big for us.
Right, but we can go to the ones we know. And maybe we find something there.
I mean, what we basically suggest is to inform, the authorities and get the army moving,
I mean,
basically.
What? Like, the same bureaucracy that, like... Really? We're going to FOP?
How do we persuade them, though?
To get back to your question, the stuff's certainly memorable for me, if only because my memory's good enough that I can remember stuff like the mercenary company and our interactions with the meat guy and the vial, and then the activities of this session. So I remember all of it because all of it's only happened within the past month, and my memory retains it.
All right. Okay, before we split up here then, I will keep your comments in mind. We will most likely not have a session next Friday. Relationship dice. Jake already left.
Oh, I forgot all about relationship dice. I'm really tired.
Hey, Elf King 6.
Here, do I have any? No, I packed them all up already. Shit.
I can push the button for you if you'd like, Jake.
Yeah, that'll
Button.
work.
Verify.
I do have a button.
I'll push Jake's button then. Aha. That's Jake's button. There you go.
Oh,
Okay.
like that.
Let me look at
Good.
the stream. What do I get?
I gave you.
Oh,
I
how
gave
about
you,
that? Yeah.
Yeah, I gave you my 6s, Jake.
Thanks, man. So far, I have not rolled. I have never not rolled a 6.
I got a 6 with the artist, a 5 with the doom, and I still have a 6 for the enemy.
Yeah, the outsider is with you, Jake.
Mhm.
So, positive artist 6. The fact that you don't have a nice macro, I can easily see things is a bit. See, negative doom 5. And the 6 for the enemy, I didn't find any way to apply that in any reasonable way. Unless you find a way to use it before next session, that'll expire.
Okay.
And we'll just discard it essentially.
I think I also
Okay.
have one with a wielder head that didn't get used in this
Should
session.
use that to dismiss the charges, man. You'd be like, these charges are false. And I'll be
Although,
like, oh,
like-
yes, yeah.
Aren't you like an enemy of the Wilderhead,
Why
though?
didn't why
Yeah.
didn't you why didn't you
I'm
use
an
your
enemy.
connection with the Wilder when the Wilder was being invoked?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Fuck down.
how do you even use that there? Like,
I understand how these councils work because I have a negative relationship with them. I know how they go.
I've seen the corruption.
ah. I know. Yeah. So that's all.
Okay. I will save the server here. You do also get an incremental advance. You do not get a full heal up yet.
Push my button, I reckon. Yes! I used mine on Jake. Woo! Woo! Don't have to worry about anything. Thank the heavens.
So many. Oh, that shit.
I've been here 2 sessions and I've managed to avoid getting a 5 or 6, except for when I invoked the invocation.
Yeah.
Too many threes.
Fine with
Plain
it.
average.
No, it's below average. I'm alright with all my menage a trois. I'll accept them.
The 6s are coming.
Alright, server saved. I'll be shutting down now.
They
In
better not
every
be.
sense of the world. World? Word.
Yeah, just shut down. It's like Larcy,
Shut the
Larcy
world.
tipping his head.
Bzzz.
Alright. And considering the time, I think I'll go to bed, yeah? Yes, it's very much
you
time
should.
to go to bed.
Yeah.
You're really sure.
Go to sleep, sheep.
I think Jake might already be asleep. I'll talk to you guys later.
I'm just
My
about
No.
God.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, I suppose I will end the stream here as well. Thank you for watching, people. We will see you tomorrow. Well, it will be some ice and fire, maybe. Who knows?
Don't you think those leeches? What do those leeches ever do for you?
They watch me and adore me.
Do they?
No.
They might just be listening to you and not watching you.
That's
You might be
right.
background noise, Jonas.
I mean, I'm fine if you listen to this while like space trucking in Elite Dangerous. That's perfectly fine.
All right, you have his permission, guys.
Recommended use.
Good night.